Please be upstanding for worship the Mayor and the Mayoral Party.
Good evening and welcome to this evening's meeting of the Borough Council, which is the annual meeting. This is also sometimes known as the Mayor Making Meeting for reasons which will very shortly become clear. We have a large number of guests and dignitaries with us this evening, so I'd like to extend a warm welcome to all of you. We are delighted that you're able to be with us here tonight. May I also welcome members of the public who are watching the meeting either on YouTube or here in Hounslow House in the public gallery. Thank you for joining us this evening. May I now ask everyone present to make sure their telephones are on silent mode. Also, may I remind all members that it's a long-standing rule in Hounslow that whilst the public may use social media during the meeting, councillors may not. So until after the meeting has ended. Do all members have the agenda documents for tonight? Lovely. We should all have the main agenda and a supplementary agenda, which was published earlier today online. There is an official photographer in attendance tonight who will occasionally be taking photographs at various points of the proceedings. May I remind guests and journalists that they are also welcome to take photographs or film proceedings, but they should refrain from using any flash photography during the meeting and should remain in their seats so as not to obstruct the meeting. There will, of course, be plenty of opportunities for pictures to be taken after the meeting. We will now move on to the first substantive item on the agenda. I hope everyone watching this meeting here in the chamber will have an enjoyable time, as this is usually one of the jolliest meetings of the year. So we start as ever with apologies for absence. I have received apologies from Councillor Sutbir Dalawal, Councillor Gurmail Lal and Councillor Aftab Siddiqui. Do we have any others?
Apologies from Danny Said.
Thank you.
And apologies from Councillor Jagdish Sharma.
Thank you.
Sorry, Madam Mayor, and apologies from Councillor Richard Ford.
Okay, I'd like to draw members' attention to the document in the agenda on declaring interests. If anyone has any interest to declare. No, that's good. Thank you. We move on to agenda item 2, announcements. I would first like to wish everyone here and the council itself a very happy diamond anniversary, because as you probably already know, the council celebrates its 60th birthday on the 1st of April, having been created on that date in 1965, along with all other London boroughs. The borough has changed in so many ways since then, and the council is planning to mark its Diamond Jubilee in a number of ways over the course of the year. I hope you will already have noticed the sparkling diamond logo currently added to the bottom of council emails, and members will be aware that the annual all member photograph will this year be taken at Boston Manor House in order to mark the anniversary with a special picture. Other ways the council will be marking the anniversary include a number of small mayoral events for residents with particular connections to 1965, an exhibition of photographs of the borough as it was 60 years ago, and today, and tied in with this, travelling exhibition, a number of mayoral visits to borough libraries to talk about various council artefacts, including the original illustrated scroll, which features the hand-drawn design of the council crest and coat of arms created by the College of Arms. The council is very proud to have served the people of Hounslow for 6 decades, and speaking on behalf of all members, I know that I can say that we hope to continue to improve lives and help the people of Hounslow, individually in wards and collectively across the whole borough, for many more years to come. And given that this year also marks the 80th anniversary of both VE and VJ Day and the end of the Second World War, some commemorations of which have already been held, and the 100th anniversary of the opening of the Great West Road by King George V in 1925, an important event for the borough that we also intend to mark. It really is a year of happy celebration. And now, may I ask if there are any announcements from Cabinet members? Councillor Bruce.
Thank you very much. I've got a couple of short announcements carrying on from your mention of the Golden Mile Centenary celebration. That is actually launching this week on Friday. So we're starting that celebration at the Potting Shed in Boston Manor Park. And it's the beginning of a year of celebration. The details are available at goldenmile.london if anybody wants to go online and find out all the different events that are going on throughout the year. And part of these celebrations, we're partnering with the London Festival of Architecture, who will be running some events, particularly in June. They host some events across London, and as part of our centenary celebration, have chosen Hounslow to host some of those on the Golden Mile in June. The second announcement I'd like to make is about the opening of the Artist Studios at Chiswick House and Gardens. I was delighted to be able to go to that event last week among a number of dignitaries, including the Deputy Mayor for Culture, Deputy Mayor of London, I should say, Justine Simmons, as well as Councillor Sheen, Councillor Todd, and various other members as well. This was celebrating phase 1, the opening of phase 1, which are 20 artist studios, and really pleasing that the GLA have been able to put some money into that project. And also over the past 5 years, the council, through our SIL and S106 funding, have been able to put around £1 million into Chiswick House and Gardens to support planning and design and construction costs, and are continuing to support the funding of that into their second, third and fourth phases to create that community and creative campus. And lastly, a couple of opening of some housing developments as well. Swan Court in Isleworth, that has 12 council homes, 2 accessible, so wheelchair accessible, and 10 adaptable homes. I was joined by Councillor Sampson and Councillor John Stroud-Turp for the opening there, the local ward councillors in Isleworth. And at Clements Court in Hounslow West, 48 council homes, joined by Councillor Rajawat and Councillor Button. We were able to walk around both developments and see the fantastic homes that are available there, and all the variety of infrastructure that comes alongside that as well. So well done to all those involved in the development and in producing such fantastic facilities for our residents. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Bruce. Any other announcements? Councillor Shaheen.
Thank you. I'm going to go to the front. Thank you very much, Madam Mayor. And it is my great pleasure to declare our 4th Summer of Culture officially open. I know it doesn't look much like summer out there, but as our parks and public spaces are thrown open for a wonderful celebration of the culture of our borough, for arts and music events, I'm sure there will be plenty of sunny smiles to be had. Last year, we had 160,000 people attending 120 events across over 50 of our venues. And it really is a fantastic way to bring so many of our residents, so many of our diverse communities together, as well as bring people into the borough, bring people into our parks and open spaces to enjoy the cultural offerings that we've been able to put on. So I hope to see many of you out there at some of those events.
Thank you, Councillor Shaheen. Is that all? Okay, then we move on. We conclude announcements this evening on a sadder note with the news of 2 deaths, Rajinder Singh Dutt, MBE, and former councillor Sheila O'Reilly. Rajinder Singh Dutt was understood to be Hounslow's oldest surviving World War II veteran. Members may recall that in December last year, at the age of 103, Mr. Dutt was made an MBE by His Majesty the King at Windsor, being honoured for his services to the South Asian community in the UK. Born in 1921 in pre-partition India, Mr. Dutt joined the Indian Army when the Second World War broke out, rising to the rank of Havildar Major, which is the equivalent of a Sergeant Major. In 1943, he was deployed to the Far East Campaign, where he fought in Kohima, in northeast India, supporting the Allied forces in breaking through the Japanese defences. After the war, Mr. Dutt returned to India before relocating with his family to Hounslow in 1963. There, he co-founded the Undivided Indian Ex-Servicemen's Association to help unite British Indian veterans. It's very fitting as we approach the 80th anniversary of VJ Day and the end of the war that we recall our debt to Mr. Dutt and the many like him. It was a privilege for the council that he was one of our residents for over 60 years. I know that members will want me to extend our thoughts and sympathies to Havildar Major Dutt's family and friends. Members will also know the sad news of the passing of former councillor O'Reilly, who served on the council from 2005 to 2018, having been elected as a Conservative councillor in the Osterley and Spring Grove ward. She was first elected in a by-election for the ward in August 2005 and served continuously there until May 2018. Former councillor O'Reilly had a long interest in planning matters and was chair of the Sustainable Development Committee from 2006 to 2010, and thereafter remained on the committee when it became the Planning Committee until she left the council. She was also a member of the Isleworth and Brentford Area Committee, the Governor Appointments Panel, and the Disability Community Forum, and the Members' Constitution Working Party. In addition, Ms O'Reilly was appointed as the council's representative on the West Thames College governing body. Even after retiring from the council, Ms O'Reilly remained closely involved in local matters in the ward and was well known and well liked locally. Ms O'Reilly is survived by her husband Peter and her son Kevin and daughter Kathleen. I would now like to invite Councillor Peter Thompson, who worked with former Councillor O'Reilly for many years, to say a few words in tribute to her. Thank you.
Thank you, excuse me, Madam Mayor. As I get older, I find myself often standing here to say farewell to former colleagues, people we've served alongside, debated with, and shared years of public service. So it is an honour to have a few moments to remember Sheila, who, as you said, Madam Mayor, served the people of Osterley and Spring Grove from 2005 to 2018 and gave so much of herself to this borough. She was, as you said, elected after the tragic and sad death of Councillor Pramila Bandiri, who was a much-loved pharmacist and community champion in Osterley and Spring Grove. And Sheila stepped forward without much hesitation at a very difficult moment and brought her own brand of dedication, kindness, and quiet determination to the role. Her 13 years on this council were marked by a calm, a thoughtful approach and a deep concern for residents. She was a great local councillor, a long-term resident of Thistleworth Close and a familiar face in the ward. When she was chair of what we used to call Sustainable Development Committee or Planning Committee, her grasp of detail, her focus on fairness earned the respect of officers and members alike. Now, we all know that planning committee veterans are a rare breed. They are people who can be in this house until the late hours of the morning, debating brickwork and bin stores and boundary lines with serious passion. And Sheila was one of them. She never made a fuss, but she always, in planning, did her homework and stood up for what she believed to be right. And she did all that she did with I think I would say, a good, genuine sense of humour. Those who served with her will remember her love of a cigarette, and how more than once, in fact, every time we had a meeting, she could be found outside the old Civic Centre, standing underneath the no smoking sign with many other colleagues, I hasten to add, putting the world to right. In those little moments, you really saw her dry wit, her loyalty and her kindness. As you said, Madam Mayor, she was a key figure in the local community, very much involved in the Australian White Green Residents Association, active before and after her time on this council, and involved in many of the local campaigns that came to that part of our borough. She was, on a personal note, a very loyal supporter and friend when I was group leader and leader of the council. Her encouragement, her good judgment, and her quiet strength meant a great deal to me, not just to me, in fact, but to our whole group. Outside of politics, she was, when she became a councillor first, working down in Chiswick at the BSI, and she was always devoted, often spoke about her family, Peter, Kevin, and Kathleen. She often had to, like many of us do, I suppose, juggle meetings with family life. And we all knew that sometimes a meeting would have to be curtailed or start a bit later because Sheila always had to get home to cook Peter's dinner. So on behalf of the Conservative group, her colleagues, her friends on this side, I extend my deepest condolences to Sheila's family and her friends and all who knew her. She served her ward with great integrity and she will be deeply missed. May she rest in peace. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Thompson. And I'd now like to invite Councillor Tony Leakey to say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Peter. He's cut mine down quite a bit, but very poignant, very exact words about Sheila. I knew Sheila for a while before I got elected, but like many others, I was surprised and saddened by the news of her death last month from pancreatic cancer. It's a devil of a, if there really is a devil, but this is what it is. A very short illness for Sheila before she succumbed. A long-term resident of Thistleworth Close, she was active in the community for a long period either side of her time on the council, and a thorough scrutineer of proposals affecting the ward. She's very supportive of residents' successful campaigns for humane development at the former Campion House, helping them to cut it down from about 350 units back then to the 120 that are in the ward right now, that we represent and that she represented for a period of time when for one term when I got elected in 2014. Talking about planning, we always sat next to each other on planning committee. It was stuff that was not entirely political, but there was quite a bit going on. Some cheeky monkeys involved as well at the time. So together we collaborated. We collaborated on the last vestiges of the Brunel University trying to asset strip completely the Borough Road existence in Hounslow. And when they took away all the higher education in the borough at the time, they tried to take the War Memorial, the beloved War Memorial, the appropriate War Memorial on Borough Road. They try to remove it to Uxbridge, and we put up a good argument, getting the War Memorial Foundation in as well to help us out. Sheila's scrutiny of proposals for assigned lane sites were very valuable during planning processes, including later judicial reviews and planning inspections. We are also of like mind when considering the likely impact on the ward of road closures and restrictions elsewhere in Isleworth, diverting traffic into our wards off the Great West Road. On retirement from the council, she became vice chair of the ward police panel. Ably supported this well and active. I say vice chair. She used to call herself vice chairman. Some people in this room have that habit, but we didn't hold it against her. And regardless of our separate political colours, we usually work well together to advocate for the ward, its residents, and during our coincidental tenure. So, like Peter, sincere condolences to Peter, their daughter Kathleen, son Kevin, and his young family. And when she was, in recent years, she spent a lot of time helping to bring up her two grandchildren, one that was recently born as well. So you won't really know his grandma. That's it, really. Sheila O'Reilly will be sadly missed.
Thank you, Councillor Lukey. Now, on behalf of all members, I would like to extend our thoughts and condolences to the late former Councillor Sheila O'Reilly's family and friends, and all who knew her. We will now stand for 1 minute to remember Havildar Major Rajinder Singh Dutt, MBE, and former Councillor Sheila O'Reilly. Thank you. Please sit down. Lastly, on behalf of members and all the people of Hounslow, we send our thoughts and prayers to the people of Liverpool following the incident yesterday. That concludes the announcements for today. On to agenda item 3, the minutes. We now come to the minutes of meetings of the council held on the 25th of February 2025. May I ask members if they have any corrections that they wish to propose? And are there any matters arising from the minutes? May I remind you, this is just for clarification, not to reopen any debate. No? Lovely. Okay, so may I now ask members to agree the minutes? Thank you. We move on to agenda item 4, which is the notification of the appointment of the Deputy Leader and the Cabinet. As you will know, the Council's constitution in Hounslow operates on the strong leader model, which means that Councillor Shantanu Rajawat was elected leader of the Council for 4 years. As such, he gets to pick his own Deputy Leader, Cabinet, and decides the portfolios. As such, members will see in their supplementary agenda that there is a document detailing the leaders' appointments for 25-26. I now invite Councillor Rajawat to speak to introduce the item.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This administration was elected in 2022 on a bold manifesto that became our corporate plan, a manifesto that we are absolutely committed to delivering on despite the challenges. And I think I have absolutely the right team with me to take that forward. And in the table document, you'll see my choice for Deputy Leader for the year, as well as Cabinet and their portfolios, as well as the Cabinet assistants that will assist cabinet members with distinct work. It has been a busy 3 years as we reflect, but I thought it would be really helpful to council that I highlighted some of the work that we've done just in the last year, because we have been working at breakneck speed as well. So to run through it very quickly, we've been offering secure lifetime tenancies to all our tenants. We've delivered on our pledge to plant 20,000 trees. We're launching the Golden Mile celebration. We are agreeing terms for a new world-class arts centre and delivering affordable homes for our residents. As Councillor Shaheen said, we've reaffirmed our commitment to the Summer of Culture, and we have introduced things like Heston in the Loop, which is a pioneering test case in building a sustainable circular economy that has also been nominated for awards. We've introduced a special waste service, and we have raised the minimum fine for those who commit crimes and fly tip in our borough. We take this absolutely seriously. We've made sure that our GCSE results continue to outperform the London average, whilst also guaranteeing that at least 88% of parents get their first choice of primary school, with 96% getting one of their top 3. And we have also been stamping out rogue landlords who exploit vulnerable tenants and blight our communities. And we have also, as Councillor Bruce said, been delivering for the future. That is just a snapshot of the work that we are doing. We are very aware there is 1 more year of this administration left, but we are working hard day in, day out to transform our services, improve the experience that our residents have, and make sure that things out there are as good as they can be under difficult circumstances. We do not shirk away from that responsibility. We take it incredibly seriously, and every single member of this administration works hard day in, day out for their residents under any circumstance to get the best results. So that, I commend, is my cabinet. The administration is absolutely committed. I'm also really proud this evening that this Labour administration will be nominating a Labour councillor to be mayor of this borough from a Chiswick ward. That is a first. But in reflecting on that, I do think that the good residents of Chiswick have gotten quite used to having Labour representation. You look at Ruth Cadbury MP, when she was MP for the area. Now Andy Slaughter getting brilliant results, and the recent results in the GLA elections. They respect Amy, and we'll talk more about Amy in a minute, so you'll have to wait for a second. But I am really pleased tonight to announce that from this evening, this council will not only have 1 councillor representing Chiswick, but 2 councillors representing Chiswick. I'm delighted to welcome Councillor Ranjit Gill to the Labour Party this evening. Councillor Gill, you are very, very welcome to the Labour Party and to a group of councillors who are so pleased to have you on board, representing Chiswick Gunnersbury, doing such a fantastic job for your residents, as does everyone else around this table. So, Madam Mayor, this is the administration. We are steadfast in our commitment to our residents here in Hounslow. We will deliver on our pledges, and we will get a better future for Hounslow's residents going forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor Rajawat. This item is just for information, so may I invite members to note it. On to agenda item 5. So just like to remind members that you have a list of nominations to committees. I want to thank the 2 group leaders for confirming they support this item, and so may I suggest we go straight to the vote? Okay, everyone in agreement? Lovely. So, do all members agree to the appointment? Any disagree? Any abstentions? Thank you. Okay, I'd also ask members to agree all the other formal recommendations, including the terms of reference for bodies. Are we all agreed? Lovely, thank you. Agenda item 6 is appointments to outside bodies. Again, you will find the latest nominations have been tabled, and this document should be on the table in front of you. Again, we have cross-party support for this item, so may I suggest we go straight to the vote? Okay, wonderful. There are no contested appointments, so may I ask all members to agree to the nominations? Thank you. On to agenda item 7, getting through this nice and quickly. This is the waiver of the 6-month councillor attendance rule. We have cross-party support for this item, and so may I suggest we go straight to the vote? Councillor Dennison.
Madam Mayor, you may have cross-party support for this measure, but it is not an item that I wish to support, and I think there should be a debate on it.
Thank you, Councillor Dennison. So, Councillor Rajawat, would you like to propose and introduce the report?
So it's not been, the motion hasn't been seconded, Madam Mayor.
Okay, yes, you're correct, sorry. So would anyone like to second this?
Madam Mayor, it hasn't been moved yet.
Okay.
Madam.
So you want to move it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So in moving this report, which we do have cross-party agreement on, this is seeking a waiver for Councillor Sukhbir Dhaliwal, who is unwell. In those circumstances, I feel it's entirely appropriate that this waiver be granted, and on that basis, I've moved the report and obviously wish Councillor Dhaliwal a speedy recovery as well.
Thank you, Councillor Rajawat. Councillor Bruce, do you want to second this?
Yes, happy to second and reserve my right to speak.
Thank you. Would anyone like to comment on or discuss this?
So, can the question now be put?
Okay.
I'll second that.
Okay. So we're now voting on whether the question be put. Everyone who agrees.
Madam Mayor, you can't put that motion until at least 5 members have spoken.
That's wrong. That's not correct, sorry.
Could you point out what part of the standing orders that you're referring to?
A point of order. Could Councillor Dennison point out which part he's referring to?
You're moving this point of order.
Okay, we're just checking the rules, so if you could all hold on for a moment. Councillor McGregor.
Madam Mayor, did you call upon Councillor Stroud-Turp to speak, or are you going to take his interjection as it is, an interjection without merit?
Thank you, Councillor McGregor. So there is nothing in the rules that says you have to have a debate and that you can't proceed straight to the vote. Okay, so all those in favour of moving to the vote? Thank you. All those against? And any abstentions? So the motion is carried, so we will move to the vote. Okay, so we're voting on the waiver of the 6-month councillor attendance rule for Councillor Dallowell. All those in favour? All those against? And any abstentions? So this motion is carried. So may I thank members for their contributions, and I would also like to send our best wishes to Councillor Dallowell. And agenda item 8. The last main item of business tonight is the election of the Mayor of the London Borough of Hounslow for the municipal year 2025-26. Members will find this at page 122 in their agenda papers. May I invite Councillor Shantanu Rajawat to propose a nomination.
Thank you very much, Madam Mayor. It is my great honour to nominate Councillor Amy Croft for the position of Mayor and First Citizen of our borough. Having lived in the borough for over 20 years in both Feltham and Isleworth, I know that she will be a brilliant mayor for the whole of our borough. And, as I mentioned earlier, Amy is also Chiswick's first Labour councillor since 1998. Although I would say it does seem like Labour Chiswick councillors are like buses. You wait 27 years for one, and then 2 come along at once. Too soon? Too soon? All right, too soon. Fair enough. Since being elected in 2022, Amy has worked incredibly hard for local residents, quickly becoming a respected and familiar face, not just to residents in her own ward, but those across Chiswick. Since 2022, she's thrown herself into the hard work of being an effective local councillor. She served as trustee for the Chiswick House and Gardens Trust, as well as the Chiswick Peer Trust, helping cement their important relationship with this council. For this last municipal year, she served as a cabinet assistant. Her razor-sharp wit that we all know about, her attention to detail, and most of all, her sense of justice and compassion have been incredible assets to this administration. Having trained as a barrister, Amy currently works in higher education as an academic director at Anglia Ruskin University, which may explain why she's one of the first Hounslow councillors I've heard in a long time quote Latin in her speeches. She's also served as a school governor for almost a decade. It would come as no surprise then that Amy is particularly passionate about improving the lives and futures of our young people here in Hounslow. I know that she would dedicate herself to creating opportunities for our young people and being an ambassador, a champion, and most importantly, a listener. The decision to make her son consort reflects this commitment. It's typical of Amy's bold and questioning approach, her originality, and a knack for cutting the Gordian knot, to use a reference I'm sure only she will appreciate. But before working in academia, Amy was also a pub landlady. So, from pulling pints to cutting ribbons, and from calling last orders to calling order here in the chamber. One thing is for sure, having listened to enough incomprehensible old windbags for one lifetime, she will definitely be good at calling time on all of our speeches. Amy will also be assisted by the brilliant Councillor Junimia as Deputy Mayor, who I know will carry out the role with warmth and dedication. As Mayor, I know Amy will serve this borough with openness, humour, and that big-heartedness and fierce independence that we've all come to know and love. I commend to you a mayor for every one of our residents, a mayor for all our places and communities, and a mayor for the future of our borough. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Rajawat. May I now invite Councillor Tom Bruce to second the proposal?
Thank you very much. I am honoured to second the nomination of Councillor Amy Croft for Mayor of Hounslow. I'm really excited to nominate a mayor who is so clearly passionate about creating opportunities for all people here in Hounslow. Now, Amy, as Councillor Rajawat said, isn't your typical career politician. She's possibly the first councillor in Hounslow I know who has been had experiences with ghosts in the pub she used to live in. I'm sure she can talk about that plenty as her year carries on. She was first elected here in 2002, as the leader has also said, having pursued a career in academia, and since then has attracted praise from across the political spectrum. So as a Feltham resident who has lived in Isleworth and now represents a seat in Chiswick, Amy is in the perfect place to understand the brilliant diversity of our borough and to be a voice for all our residents. I think it's fair to say that everyone in this chamber tonight will welcome Amy's nomination and election as first citizen of the borough. It's a testament to her hard work and dedication, her passionate service and her popularity across the borough and the political divide. We are able to nominate truly a mayor for the whole borough. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor Bruce. I now need to see if there are any other nominations. Okay. Thank you very much. So it has been moved and seconded that Councillor Amy Croft be elected as Mayor of the London Borough of Hounslow for the municipal year 25-26. Is this agreed? Lovely. So can I ask all who are in favour? Any against? And any abstentions? Lovely, thank you. May I now invite the new mayor to sign the Declaration of Acceptance of Office? May I now invite the interim chief executive to address the council?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. For the municipal year 25-26, the Deputy Mayor will be Councillor Junu Mir in accordance with the Schedule 2 of the Local Government Act 1972.
Thank you. There will now be a short adjournment.
You going to?
No, no, not that. They change it. We don't want that.
Please be upstanding for Her Worship the Mayor and the Mayoral Party.
Please be seated. Wow, a bit overwhelming. Thank you very much for everybody for supporting my nomination as mayor. I'll be talking a little bit about my plans for the next year in a second, but I really look forward to working with everybody across the floor from all parties. We now move to the vote of thanks for Councillor Karen Smith as the previous mayor. As you will know, it's the tradition for the original proposer and seconder of the outgoing mayor from a year ago who proposes and seconds the vote of thanks. The person who nominated her last year was Councillor Shantanu Rajawat, so I'd like to now invite him to propose a vote of thanks.
Thank you very much, Madam Mayor. Love the hat. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. May I first start by congratulating you and Councillor Mia on your elevations. I know it will be a fantastic year and I look forward to seeing a fantastic year. But you're absolutely right. I'm here to move the vote of thanks. And I would like to thank our wonderful outgoing mayor, Councillor Karen Smith, for an excellent year of service. Now, every year... quite funny for being mayor. She always gets very bashful when we clap at her. So let's do it lots more. No, but on a serious note, every year when we thank our brilliant mayors, I get up and praise their dedication, their passion and their heart. And over the years, our mayors have come to embody the dignity, the devotion and the sense of civic pride in our borough. And Karen certainly did all that and much, much more. But above all, Karen was able to encapsulate another important quality, the joy. Over the last year in office, wherever she has gone and whomever she has met with, she has brought to her engagement such a warmth and generosity of spirit as to light up any occasion. Her joy and that infectious smile were what brought sparkle to mayoral events, far more than the chain around her neck. And in council meetings, she was firm, but absolutely fair. She kept us relevant, she kept us on track, and without her good stewardship, we might all have endured some much later nights here in the council chamber. Most importantly, I want to get to the real reason for our nomination back in 2024, and that was her lifelong commitment to social justice and her commitment to the values of service. It came as no surprise when you named Hounslow Community Food Box as your chosen charity. In the last year, you've done extraordinary work fundraising for the most vulnerable in our community. Karen, you've also attended Hounslow Heath. Karen attended Hounslow Heath and Heathland School before going on to study at what is now West Thames College. You worked for the Met Police both in Hounslow and Chiswick police stations before being elected a councillor back in 2018. So your ties to this borough run really deep. Having lived here your entire life, it was also no surprise to see you serve as a mayor for all of Hounslow. I'd also like to take this opportunity to extend my thanks to your deputy, Councillor Akram, who worked fantastically alongside Councillor Akram, but also brought many qualities to the events that he attended as well. Thank you for your service to the borough as well. And so, on behalf of everyone here, I'd like to thank you, Karen, for your service as first citizen of our borough. A listening mayor, a welcoming mayor, and a mayor who will be remembered for her commitment to serving residents. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Rajawat. Can I ask Councillor Bruce to second the vote of thanks?
Very, very happy to second the vote of thanks to Karen, who, like Councillor Rajawat has said, has been an absolutely superb mayor this year. I think it goes without saying that all mayors are fantastic. Absolutely all mayors. Councillor Sampson is laughing next to me because I made a little bit of a mess up in another thing that I said where I somehow suggested that they weren't all. They are all, just to make it clear. All mayors, all equal, but not all equal in the way they go about being mayor, how they present themselves. They do a fantastic job. And I think Karen has shown very unique skills and dedication to the job of being mayor, and has absolutely set an example for that position, one which Councillor Croft, I think you're going to have difficulty stepping in, but I'm sure equally will be as fantastic as everyone else, just in case anyone's unsure. But all mayors do it in their own way, and Karen has certainly done that. And it's been tremendous to see how Karen has taken on the role of being first citizen of the borough and really made it her own. And I think that's absolutely fantastic for her family. The fact that she is Hounslow through and through, and really has dedicated, shows that service that Councillor Rajat was talking about. I'm trying not to steal your words. We wrote very similar things, and I'm thinking I need to say something slightly different. What's been superb this year, that Karen is calm and measured, as the leader says, firm but fair. She's truly been a mayor for the whole borough. When my wife and I talk about various things at school that we try to instill in the children we teach, also our own children, two of the things that come up a lot of the time are about kindness and generosity. And I say that because I think, and I know, and I'm sure you all agree, that Karen has those qualities in abundance. She is incredibly kind to everybody and shows huge generosity wherever she is and to whomever she is with. And I think, lastly, I'll finish on a story, a personal story. When Karen and I were out in the ward, we were out on Farnell Field, and we were looking at a couple of issues that were there, doing a bit of casework. Karen met me and we were chatting about this. And down the road runs this boy, he must have been 10 or 12, I'm not exactly sure. And he stops in front of Karen and says, "You're the mayor." And she said, "Yeah, absolutely, I am." You spoke to me yesterday or the day before, and we spoke about this. And Karen then could regale exactly what they talked about, exactly who he was. And it just made me, incredibly proud to be in presence of that. Someone who has had such an effect on another citizen of our borough, another resident, that he wanted to run down, he wanted to talk to her, he wanted to remind her about him. And she has had that effect on that young lad. And that's, made me incredibly proud to be part of Hounslow Council. It made me incredibly proud to be her colleague in the ward, and incredibly proud to be her friend as well. And I think that's absolutely, that story, I hope, shows exactly what Karen is about. And I'm sure you'll all agree. She's been an example to us all. Thank you very much, Karen.
Thank you, Councillor Bruce. I think I've certainly got some massive shoes to fill. And of course, I know that all members would also like to thank Councillor Smith's husband, David, her consort, for his help during the year, and Councillor Mohammed Shakil Akram, her deputy, over the last year. They've provided great support to the mayor during her time in office, and themselves added to the dignity and the reputation of the mayoralty. Are there any other members that would like to speak? Councillor Mashisho.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and welcome to your new place. I'd like to get my vote of thanks to the outgoing Mayor, Councillor Smith, and I'd like to say that I've been helped by a person in this room tonight, a young colleague or a young member called Liban Ahmed from Newman Catholic College in Brent, a year 10 pupil who's visiting us here in Hounslow. To observe proceedings and to report back to his school and to his peers and his headmaster, Mr. Dunn. So he has helped me prepare this vote of thanks to Karen Smith, Councillor Smith. So Liban is a huge football fan, and as many of you wearing red today, you'd be pleased to know he is a Liverpool supporter, and red is his colour. I'm reminded that all of you here tonight in red make him feel really welcome, and he's here at the back watching those proceedings. Thank you, Liban. Although you might be in red, Karen, on this occasion and previously as mayor, you are not only the first citizens of the borough, but according to Liban, he felt like you are the referee of the borough. So in football speak, Madam Mayor, I would like to vote my thanks to Councillor Smith by saying that she is a homegrown talent. She came up quickly through the academic ranks and impressed the managers, impressed her colleagues, and impressed the whip. You impressed them not only for your skills, but you impressed them with your touch, your work rate, and of course, your smile. And we look now forward to blending all that together, like, I guess, blending it like Beckham, with good judgment. All right? We're going to blend it all in good judgment, and that's what made you a great referee, according to my good friend, Liban. Now, let's go. Now, the thing about being a referee, when me and Liban was speaking about this, is that you have to be neutral. You have to be somebody that is on the pitch and that is allowing debate between rival teams, such as the Labour Party, the Conservative Party, and the rest. Meanwhile, off the pitch, you have to work hard on the sidelines, and you have done that in abundance. You have worked non-stop to highlight the real importance of causes across the borough that are important to you and important to all of us. The Food Box charity has provided much needed support for many families, including refugees and people on low incomes. So you've held functions here at Hounslow House, and you've welcomed many delegates to your parlour. None more important than Liban Ahmed today from Newham Catholic College, sitting in the audience tonight. And it is through him that I extend our thanks as the Conservative group to you. And thanks for being Hounslows' greatest referee.
Thank you very much, Councillor Mishisho, and your script writer as also. Is there any other members that'd like to speak? If not, then I will. We've now come to the vote. It's been moved and seconded that that a vote of thanks be recorded for Councillor Karen Smith for her service as mayor in 2024-25. Can I ask if this is agreed? Agreed. Thank you very much. And I think, can we give Karen a huge round of applause? So now can I ask Councillor Smith to come up and receive her badge in recognition of service as mayor. If I can now ask Councillor Smith for a speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Good evening. I feel deeply privileged and grateful to have served as the Mayor for London Borough of Hounslow in 24-25. This has been an unforgettable, once-in-a-lifetime experience filled with wonderful events and special occasions celebrated across our vibrant community. Over the past year, I have attended numerous events throughout the borough. I have met so many amazing people who make this borough what it is. Volunteers, business owners, dedicated staff, and many others. One key takeaway from this experience is the importance of diversity, which is essential for our borough's success. We must cherish our different cultures, religions, and minorities. Reflecting on my year, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to several individuals and groups who've supported me. Starting with Rosie Prescott, the Deputy Lieutenant. Councillor Shantanu Rajawat, the leader, for his unwavering support. The Leader of the Opposition, Peter Thompson. And my Deputy Mayor, Councillor Mohammed Shakil Akram. Also, my fellow ward councillors, Councillor Tom Bruce and Councillor Sayaraza. And of course, all the other councillors from all sides of the chambers. I'm also grateful to my chosen charity, Hounslow Community Food Box. I do hope that my efforts have raised awareness for this worthy cause. A special thank you goes to my colleagues in the London Borough of Hounslow. Acting Chief Executive Mandy Skinner. Head of Democratic Services, Thomas Ribbits. Yag for his photography support. Tim for event management. And Gary for his tireless work in providing AV support. I owe a big thank you to my consort, my husband David Smith, for his unwavering support and understanding throughout this year. He attended so many events with me and was constantly on hand to assist me when necessary. I would also like to thank my son Kieran and his girlfriend Ranj for their support. Last but not least, a special thank you to the team in Member Services, especially Carol and Nicole, for their constant help and guidance. They work so hard behind the scenes, and I couldn't have done it without them. So thank you all.
I believe we now have a short video.
I forgot to mention the video.
Many thanks for that, Karen. A fantastic year. We're nearing the end of proceedings. People will be pleased possibly to hear. a few words from me. I'd like to start by saying good evening, everyone. I'd like to start by extending my sincere thanks to everybody for being here tonight. Obviously, to be elected as Mayor of the London Borough of Hounslow is an enormous honour to me, and I would personally like to welcome the following people. Deputy Lieutenant, Miss Rosie Prescott, the Deputy Mayor, Councillor Ginny Meir, who will be working alongside me during my office, our freemen, free woman, older man and older woman, and all of our honourable guests, my fellow members of the council from all parties, outgoing Mayor, Councillor Karen Smith, Councillor Shantanu Rajwat, Leader of the Council and his Cabinet. Goodness, this is long. Our three respected members of Parliament, Ruth Cadbury MP, Seema Malhotra MP and Andy Slaughter MP, Scott Pershall, the Hounslow Borough Commander for the London Fire Brigade, Mandy Skinner, the Acting Chief Executive of the Council and a leadership team, my colleagues and friends in the community, my family members, and I will have to say especially my father-in-law, Bob, who flew here from the Netherlands this morning. It's my great honour to announce that I've selected Mackenzie Ingram, my oldest son, to be my consort alongside me during my mayoral term. Kenzie, wave. So to be the first citizen of the borough and to represent Hounslow is a really great honour. The role continues a great British tradition of local governance, which carries many responsibilities, both here in the council chamber and in the community. I'm passionate about using my term in office to be representative of all the people of Hounslow, and I will try to maintain the cultural and traditional values of the borough through the notions of harmony, respect, equality and fairness. I will also do my best to chair council meetings effectively and fairly and ensure that we are all guided in what we do by the spirit of equity and public service to all of our residents. I would also like to quickly touch upon the importance of charitable and community work being undertaken by a great number of local social groups and charities across the borough. I'm grateful to all of those committed organisations of all sizes, big and small, for their great work, and I'm excited that this year will give me the opportunity to spend more time learning about their amazing work. I'm passionate about education, ensuring that our young people are given the best chance to thrive and grow. Therefore, in line with the mayoral tradition, I would like to announce my chosen mayoral charities for the year. Firstly, the Hogarth Youth and Community Centre in Chiswick, who provide a safe and enriching environment for approximately 350 children from diverse backgrounds who regularly attend their youth programmes. Secondly, the Hounslow Youth Counselling Service, who offer counselling and emotional support to young people in the borough aged between 11 and 25. It's so important to look after our young people's mental health, and so the work they do is priceless. I had to narrow down my chosen charities down to two, but there are so many amazing charities and organisations across the borough supporting young people in our communities, and I will endeavour to raise awareness for all of them over the next year. I would be grateful if you could help me to support these fantastic charities by raising awareness of the wonderful work they do, and where you can by donating generously. And I'm sure you'll probably have the opportunity to do so tonight at the reception that follows. So, ladies and gentlemen, with your support during my term in mayoral office, I hope that I will be able to continue on the course of my predecessor, Karen, who I'm sure everyone will agree, and already has done an amazing job in this important role for the betterment of the lives of residents across all of the borough. Thank you very much. Now, we are coming to the end of the meeting, so I would like to remind members, as many mayors before me have also done, that we all supported a motion to promote civility in public life, and that starts here in the chamber. As you know, we will all be involved in many important and serious debates and discussions on issues which affect the lives of all of us and of our residents. And whilst we may disagree on how to achieve our hopes for the borough, we can all agree that we can be respectful and polite in debates. And as Mayor, I will strive to ensure that we will all do that. And I ask you in return, play your part too. Now I would like to invite all members and guests to the small reception that I have arranged for after the meeting. And I insert, obviously, Carol and Nicole. Many thank you to everybody. Sorry, I forgot the next agenda item. Good start. So agenda item 9, are there any other matters that are urgent? Nobody has suggested there are urgent matters for business to me or to Councillor Smith, I believe, before the meeting. So if I hear nothing, there is none. That takes us to agenda item 10, date of the next meeting. May I ask members to note the date of the next meeting of the council, which will be Tuesday, the 22nd of July, 2025. This meeting will commence at 7:30 sharp and take place in the council chamber. I look forward to seeing you all there. Again, thank you to everybody for attending, and members, please sign the attendance book, which I've forgotten to do. And if you will all join us for a small reception afterwards, I will officially close the meeting. Thank you.